Welcome, innovators, business owners, entrepreneurs, technology experts, academia, government R&D communities, and members of the North Carolina innovation ecosystem. This is Defense Technology Talks, hosted by the North Carolina Defense Technology Transition Office, or NC DefTech. This podcast will showcase various technologies with local and national experts who aim to solve complex national security problems. In the coming weeks, we will highlight North Carolinians with the potential to, or those that have positively contributed to enhancing the capabilities of our warfighters, law enforcement, and first responders. We will also feature government leaders in research and development who have helped shape the future in this domain. These podcasts are just one of the many free services provided by the North Carolina government to assist the North Carolina innovation ecosystem to thrive and provide solutions to our nation. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Defense Technology Talks. FEDTEX may be over, but the conversation still continues, so we're going to bring you a couple of updates from some of the companies that were participating in the Federal Textile Summit in Raleigh this past week.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rob Robinson from the Defense Technology Transition Office. I have
Jackie
Spearman here, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her company, why she came to FedTech, and what government problems she's trying to solve. Over to you, Jackie.
So I am from the SBTDC. I am the director of the SBTDC GCAP program and the Government Contracting Assistance Program of the SBTDC. We exist to solve crucial problems faced by many small businesses and mid-sized businesses, successfully navigating the complex world of government contracting. And so I came into FedTech because this is an awesome place to be.
Yes.
And learn more information about what's happening in our community and what we're doing to impact and how NCNBC is helping everyone out.
Yeah.
So, in essence, the problem we're trying to solve is, we are here to demystify the process of securing government contracts for businesses. We do this through a range of services, including providing guidance and counseling that it includes and it's not limited to capture management, compliance, proposal preparation. And moreover, we're particularly invested in supporting businesses in the regions that are currently underrepresented in government contracts. By helping these businesses, we overcome barriers to entry. So in short, GCAP is a solution to the intricate, often overwhelming maze of government contracting. And we're here to empower businesses-ready companies to be procurement-ready companies and unlock a significant market potential and contribute to their community's economic growth.
Yeah, which is important, and that's one of the things that we don't talk about a lot. One is, like, the textile industry in North Carolina is huge.
Right.
And we don't really consider it because we're known really in the Research Triangle area for biomedical. So, like, if you want to come to the biomedical show, that's great. But the textile show is just as important because there's also influences that you can use textiles to maintain biomedical information. We've talked to some folks that have some wearables, some electronics embedded inside of their gear. And so all those can't be produced without some type of textile because it touches your skin.
Yeah, so I just recently talked to someone that has a new sock that's speaking later about the sock that has actually biomedical attributes to it. So I'm excited to hear about what everybody.
Yeah, and these events are great, and this is part of the reason why we bring you guys here. But don't want to take too much of your time because I told you you're only going to talk for about 3 minutes. So the only other question that I have for you is, where can we find more information about the SBTDC?
So you can find information on our website, which is sbtdc.org. That's Small Business Technology Development Corporation.org, and you can find out more information about what we do. And we're funded by the SBA. We're here to help you, no cost and confidential.
Perfect. Thank you very much, and we will talk to you guys next time. Thanks. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rob Robinson. I have Dr. Brian, and I am not going to butcher your last name, so I'll pass it over to you and let you introduce yourself. Tell us about what you're working on and what brings you to FedTech.
For sure. Thank you so much. Dr. Brian Lezzi. I'm a postdoc researcher at the University of Michigan. I've been working on a project related to signature management for the last 3 or 4 years, working on a new photonic fiber that is low cost and has a low cost and scalable manufacturing process that can be used to create all sorts of different photonic signatures. And we're really excited about it. It was originally more for in the sustainability realm, as we're looking at it as a barcode for textiles for essentially getting information to the end of life. But I came to FEDTEX because folks were telling us, hey, you should check out, see if there is anything in signature management, because it seems like it's a big issue.
Yeah, signature management is a huge thing. As we start getting closer to peer-to-peer competition, the amount of electronic warfare stuff that's out there allows, signature management is just one of the many aspects of it. It's like, I can always turn the radio off, but is there something material solution-wise that can provide an additional barrier of protection from that radiation getting to places that I don't want it to go? So it's a very important aspect of what. So you're spot on with the use case. I really like that. I know that RF tagging is one of the things that everybody's looking at for tracking things and everything else, but there's always other use cases. Simple harmonics. I can use different waveforms and all different kinds of stuff to kind of protect assets, and so I think that's very, very huge. Appreciate you coming and speaking to us today. So the government problem you're trying to solve sounds like a signature reduction. Where can we find out more information about what you're doing? Have you published anything research-wise or anything else? Just let us know so we can get it out to our audience. Thanks.
For sure. Yeah. You can check us out on, we have a website called Fibarcode.com. It's FIBARCODE.com. We have a couple links to the papers that we published, and then also some news articles related to the technology. So feel free we have an inquiry button on there as well, so feel free to shoot an email. And we can get in touch.
All right, perfect. Thanks. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Rob from DevTech. I have Jordan Krauss here, and he is from American Cord and Webbing, but I'll let him tell you about himself and his company and what government problem he's trying to solve and why he came to FEDTEX. So, Jordan, over to you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for having me. So I'm Jordan Krauss. I'm Vice President at American Cord and Webbing. We are a manufacturer of plastic hardware, so the buckles that you see on like backpacks, webbing, so narrow fabrics, and cord. So we do all the trims for all the large solicitations that you see around the country: duffel bags, backpacks, tent and awning, shelters, and other things that DLA and DoD performs and solicits for. Reason why I came to FEDTEX and the problems we're trying to solve. So you're constantly hearing about lighter weight, FR, new technology. We actually created, and the only ones in the world that carry a UL-approved hardware that meets NFPA standards for safety. So it's a metal replacement. It's a less expensive alternative to meet NFPA standards. So it's less expensive, it's lighter weight, it's more readily available, it's safer, and it meets the exact same standards. Additionally, we're the only manufacturer that's producing Berry Amendment, Berry compliant webbing and plastic hardware. And what that allows us to do is have a very unique perspective on those trim pieces. Oftentimes, the larger pieces of different products are looked at, and the trims are really the weak points, right? They're the things holding everything together and binding it, even down to the thread even. And we have a lot of unique viewpoints on that, whether it's engineering new products and solving customer problems, simply because we produce both and that interact with each other.
Oh, that's an incredible use case, and most people don't think about like all the other buckles and buttons and everything else. They usually get issued a single piece of equipment that happen to have those things on that, and I never would have thought that there was an individual manufacturer that built all those other parts and pieces. But I think that's a huge use case. And then when you start adding in all the other technology that's required for the military to support mission, it's probably better to have a sole source vendor that could probably do some of these things, although the government doesn't always think that way. And having the ability to integrate new stuff. And of course, the barrier compliance is super important because, again, like the less foreign investment that we have in these organizations and home manufacturing increases the ability of us to have the technology available in extremis if something happens, say like, I don't know, a worldwide pandemic in 2020.
Well, that will never happen.
Right, that will never happen. So again, it's very important to understand that those are a critical aspect of everything that we do. Really appreciate you having you on. Last thing that I'll ask you is there anything or any place where we can find more information about your stuff? Plug your website.
Yeah, certainly. Obviously, you're on LinkedIn, we have a website, but the website is acw1.com. So it's Alpha Charlie Whiskey 1.com. You can find out product specifications, military specifications, and everything that we do.
Perfect. Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Cheers. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rob Robinson with DefTech. I have the DotBliss team here. I will let you introduce yourselves because it's so much easier that way. But they have an interesting technology that they're trying to get to in the government's hands. But we'll let them tell you more about what they're trying to do. Thanks.
Hi, yes. My name is Ty Van de Zand. I am one of the DotBliss members, and we print what your smartphone can do, but we print it onto fabric.
And my name's Lynn Yanyo, and I'm helping with the marketing and strategy.
I'm Tyson Dodd, helping with business development.
And so like Ty said, we can actually print what your phone can do on fabric. So that phone screen, whether it's showing you a picture, printing out text, taking input from you as you tap on it, or giving you haptic feedback, that is, you can feel the feedback from the phone because it vibrates your finger. We can do that all with fabric without a solid screen.
And so it's really thick and it feels like it's maybe like emulating a phone screen. It doesn't feel like fabric, right?
Right. Yeah. But you can bend it. So
it actually
we're in
it
audio
feels like
here,
fabric.
so we can't show that to you. Yeah. But literally, you can take our display screen and fold it into tiny pieces, crush it or wash it. You should never do that with your cell phone.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair. It sounds like you have a very interesting use case. Anything to make technology more portable and make it more usable is incredible. And it sounds like this is a lot more durable, obviously, than most electronics. So if I'll wash my cell phone, that's a wrap. I'm going back to the store to get a new one versus being able to reuse the material. So I think that's a cost-saving measure as well. And I don't think that's the first thing that pops into my head. But I mean, what government problem are you trying to solve? Because I can think of about 10 million electronic devices that would plug into that. And, when you look at the onset of ATAC or ITN, whichever, organization that you're with, that's the source that you're using. So I think it's very important to understand that, like, hey, there's technology out there that can supersede what you already have, which is crazy. And I would love to be able to do like ATAC input, because that's one of the biggest problems of any of the EUDs or the electronic devices that they're using. They're wearing them on their chest and people are looking straight down and they're typing on their T-Rex arms to input information. So having the ability to kind of type it on my sleeve would be huge. And it allows me to keep situational awareness because I can look around. And if I, know how to type, I know which keys I'm hitting.
Yeah.
Exactly. Situational awareness is really one of the key factors that really makes our technology stand apart from a conventional display.
Right. And because it can be anywhere on your body, literally, and because the haptic feedback, that is the little nudging it can give your skin, that can be anywhere on your body. So literally, if I wanted to type to you and you were across the field from me, I could push one of the buttons or a combination on my sleeve, and you might feel that on your shoulder as it taps you.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's really good. Just thinking about all the applications, but I really appreciate you guys coming on today. I know that there's a lot more to your company, but we'll keep this short because I know you're busy and you're trying to hit the floor and meet more people. But where can we find more information about your product?
Okay, so our website is?
Our website is textilecircuitry.com. So all one word, just what you think it is, textilecircuitry.com.
Perfect, and I appreciate you guys coming on.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Defense Technology Talks, hosted by the North Carolina Defense Technology Transition Office, or DefTech. The views expressed in this broadcast are solely those of the individual contributors. As indicated, DefTech does not take responsibility for those statements or opinions and accepts no responsibility or liability for any inaccuracy or omissions reported during this program. The content and interviews are fair use for instructional purposes and to build awareness for the North Carolina innovation ecosystem. The full version of this presentation has been uploaded to our Mobilize platform. Mobilize is just another free service provided to you to access more national security and business collaboration opportunities. You can sign up for more information at deftech.nc.gov. Join us soon for the next podcast coming to a platform near you. DefTech is a subsidiary of the North Carolina Military Business Center and receives its support from Fayetteville Technical Community College.